I have been seeing LED light therapies everywhere on social media as part of people's beauty and wellness routine. Not to mention the countless celebrities like Kate Hudson, the Kardashians, Sydney Sweeney, and Emily from Emily in Paris. The list goes on. This got me thinking, can I get all the benefits of LED light therapy in the comfort of my own home with the same benefits that I would get if I went out to a spa to get them done professionally? So yes, this is not my first time dabbling in LED light therapy. I've gotten it as an add-on service to different facials that I've received at medical spas and salons. But if you know anything about LED light therapy for improving your skin, consistency is key. And while some spas and niche studios, like this Cafe and LED light mask bar in Paris, so cool, offers memberships for LED light therapy, it'll end up costing you a lot of time and not to mention money. Let's use a spa located in Toronto as an example. They offer 30 minutes of LED light therapy for $30. So if you need to go about 4 times a week, that's $30 times 4 times per week, multiplied by 4 weeks in a month, that's $480 a month. So if you're doing this every single month, that ends up totaling to $5,760 for LED light therapy a year. That's a crazy amount of money, especially for someone who isn't a celebrity. Not to mention, that's more money for 1 month of LED light therapy than the mask I'm gonna share with you today, which you can use indefinitely for less time and in the comforts of your own home. To see if this mask was A, worth the money, and B, easy enough to integrate into my busy daily life, I used it for 4 weeks straight, and I'm gonna share my thoughts and results with you. But before we get into all of that, like the befores and afters and all the thoughts, let's break down the what. And by the what, I mean the device itself. So this is our Project A Beauty LED light mask. This retails for 422 Canadian dollars. And I know that sounds like a lot, but if you go back to our little math equation, one LED light mask that will last you basically indefinitely is less expensive than 1 month of a membership of LED light therapy in Toronto. I love this one because it is a nice flexible, you can get those hard shell ones, whatever you're most comfortable, but to be honest, I love the flexibility of this. It makes it so comfortable to form around your face, and this is so travel friendly because it basically flattens out and it comes with a wonderful little travel bag. You can lay this flat in your suitcase and it's not going to take up any additional room. This particular mask has both blue and red LED lights, and we're going to touch on both of those benefits for you in a minute. And there are 132 high intensity LED light bulbs. In this particular mask, the red wavelength is 630 nanometers and the blue wavelength is 465 nanometers. And this is so key in finding a good LED face mask because the wavelength makes all of the difference and it completely impacts the penetration level of the wavelength and its effect on the skin. This has a 4-hour charging time. So once you fully charge this up, it will last 4 hours. And this is a completely non-invasive, non-painful treatment, and no eye protection is required. So let's briefly touch on what LED light therapy is, the difference between the blue and the red. So if you think of our visible light spectrum, it's all the colors of the rainbow. And then you have your non-visible light spectrum, which is like your UVA, UVB, UVC. These are the harmful rays that come from the sun. This is what can actually cause cancer or skin aging and so many other negative effects. That is not at all what this LED light therapy is. What we're looking at is the visible light spectrum, and this is the colors that you can actually see to the naked eye. So for example, when we turn it on, you can see red, you can see blue. But if you look at the sun, you can't see the UVA, C, or B waves. The visible light spectrum is not harmful to our skin and actually has a lot of scientific benefits for our skin. Now, the visible light spectrum has different wavelengths, and the wavelengths affect the color and also the depth of penetration of the wavelength to the different levels of our skin. The longer the wavelength, the deeper it will penetrate. So our blue light is actually going to work on the epidermis, top layer of our skin, where the red light, which is a longer wavelength, can actually penetrate deeper into the dermis. Start with blue light. So blue light, also being our shortest wavelength, is going to focus on the outermost layer of the skin. This blue light is great for those who struggle with inflammation and acne. So the blue light actually causes a chemical reaction which helps to kill the acne causing bacteria that lives on the surface of our skin. It also plays a role on our skin's microbiome and the inflammatory process that can exacerbate and worsen acne. So the blue light is going to help with all of those and is great for mild to moderate acne. It's not going to help with blackheads or whiteheads that you might see on your nose or in those pores. So that is one thing to note. Now we have our red light. Our red light is really our anti-aging light, and I absolutely love this for all of the anti-aging benefits. It's not just fluff. There is actual science behind the use of red light therapy. So what red light will help is to reduce inflammation, but it's also going to boost collagen and minimize those fine lines and wrinkles. One thing to note here is that there are two main different types of wrinkles. You have your dynamic wrinkles and you also have your static wrinkles. Your dynamic wrinkles are the wrinkles that are present when you contract and relax your muscles. So for example, with expression, if you're raising your eyebrows, you might have these wrinkles on your forehead, or smile, you're gonna have some wrinkles up here. These are dynamic wrinkles, and really what can be used to address these wrinkles would be something like Botox. Using LED light therapy for these dynamic wrinkles aren't going to have much of an effect at all. What you are wanting to look at in terms of anti-aging would be your static wrinkles, and your static wrinkles occur with age or sun damage. You're going to notice these fine lines that are present without creating an expression on your face. This is the type of wrinkle that will really be addressed by using your LED light mask. What the LED light therapy will do is actually boost your collagen production, and it's very, very cool because the wavelength penetrates to the dermis where your fibroblasts are. It's going to activate a response that helps to stimulate pro-collagen and boost that collagen synthesis in your skin, therefore strengthening your skin and making it look more smooth and youthful. Pop on a little table graphic of the red light and blue light therapy benefits. So I like to break it up, and I've heard this, I think on TikTok or YouTube, that the red light is your anti-ager and your blue light is your acne savior. Just to review, your red light is going to help promote the stimulation of collagen and also prevent that breakdown. It's going to reduce inflammation, and it's going to give you that firmer, plumper, younger looking skin. And then your blue light is going to help to reduce oil production, it's going to reduce inflammation, and it's going to help kill the acne causing bacteria that lives on the surface of our skin. You can use both in combination, and I love that you can do the red light followed by the blue light just for an additional 10 minutes for a total of 20-minute session if you're really looking at addressing both of those two things. So let's talk about the before and after. So I started off this journey with a before video, and I'm just gonna look at it right now just to talk about it. I'm gonna also have it on screen. So while I am making expressions just to see any of those dynamic wrinkles, you can see that I do still have some leftover static wrinkles where you see some impressions on my skin when my face is in a relaxed state. I also have quite a bit of hyperpigmentation just from sun exposure. My skin does get quite freckly. I do have rather fair skin, so with sun exposure I am quite reactive to that, and my skin definitely is more on the hyperpigmented side when it comes to post breakouts. I have this like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation from breakouts. Now I don't have acne prone skin, but when I do have a blemish, I always find that there is a pigment that's left over for several weeks following the recovery of that blemish. Then I did a midpoint check-in. This was 2 weeks in. I did find that my skin was quite clear. I didn't have any breakouts. Generally speaking, my skin tone was pretty even, but the 4 weeks, this is a video that was just taken today. I was just in my sweatshirt, and I thought my skin looked super glowy, very even. There was a minimal reduction in the hyperpigmentation, but I think that's something that will be reduced over time. But interestingly enough, I noticed that my smile, like my crow's feet here, were reduced with smiling. And I know that this is a dynamic wrinkle, but it was just interesting that it was reduced. So that was an interesting thing that I noticed that I didn't think was going to be a big effect. I also felt like generally when my face was relaxed, the lines were much more softened. Keep in mind that this was only a 4-week trial, and of course with prolonged use, that's really when you're going to see those anti-aging benefits. 4 weeks is a great time to test a product like this to see the anti-aging benefits, but with continued use, that's really when you're going to notice those changes occur over time. So I absolutely love this. Now let's talk about the integration into my routine. I, of course, couldn't imagine myself going to a spa every single day or 4 times a week and having to stand there or do something for 30 minutes. It felt like a very large chunk of my time. Not only the actual process of having the LED for that 30 minutes, but getting there and getting back from that appointment. So I knew that I wanted something that was convenient within my own home, that allowed me to do things within my own home. So whether I wanted to scroll on my phone, do some like chores, whether that be like make the bed or unload and reload the dishwasher. All of these things I actually was able to do with this mask on. Now, you don't actually need to be connected into an outlet. It does have to be connected to this device right here. But the great thing is that I just fit this in my pocket and I'm able to still move around and do things. The other thing I really like in terms of convenience is the length of time. Only 10 minutes out of your day is super feasible to do. You can do it right before bed, or if you want to just do like a little meditation and close your eyes and listen to a podcast. It doesn't matter what time of day you do it. You don't have to do it regimented every single night or every single morning. It can literally be whenever you have a minute of free time just to add this into your routine. And answer a few little Q&As. Are there any side effects? There aren't any side effects that I would note. Like I mentioned before, it's a non-invasive and non-painful procedure to help to stimulate collagen production as well as minimize inflammation, reduce breakouts. The only side effect would be it takes about 10 minutes out of your day, which I find to be such a short spurt of time in a, let's say, 12-hour day. I did notice the very first time I put it on was like a little bit of a shock to have my eyes open because it did seem very bright, but it is not harmful to your eyes. I think it's just because I'm generally a little bit sensitive to light. Like I find my eyes get really sensitive to bright lights. Initially I was like, whoa, I don't want to open my eyes, but then it just got some taking used to and it was fine. So I think it just depends on your comfort level. When will I start seeing results? So I noticed some minor results within about 2 weeks. My skin like texture adherence just looked more even, less frequent breakouts. I would say ultimately around the 4 weeks, you're gonna start noticing more visible changes. I think like 6 to 8 weeks, you're really gonna start noticing more of those anti-aging benefits, especially with consistent continued use. So what is the best LED mask? I would say depending on what you're looking to target, if you want to target both the inflammatory acne as well as the anti-aging benefits, I would pick a mask that has both the red and blue light as options, which this one does. I also would recommend something that is flexible because it is very comfortable to wear and it makes it super easy to travel with and integrate it into your routine, especially if you're a jet setter. But I would say in terms of efficacy, the most important things to look out for are your wavelengths. If a mask does not specify the nanometers or the wavelength of the different LED light therapy that it offers, whether that's red or blue or any other color of the spectrum, then I would be wary of whether or not it was truly effective. The nanometers of this particular mask is 465 nanometers for your blue light, which is exactly what you would like. So for example, the blue light should be 400 to 470 nanometers and we have 465. The red light should be 630 to 700 nanometers and this one is 630. So it is exactly what you would want in a light therapy mask to actually target the different layers of your skin. So definitely that would be a very important factor in choosing your mask, and the Project E Beauty does have that. Another little thing I do want to mention, and this goes back with the traveling, is this particular mask is so amazing. Like when I opened the box, I could not believe that it had universal outlets. So you can actually change the adapter on the connection cord for charging to a bunch of different outlets based on wherever part of the world you're in. So they have the North American, they have the EU, they have the UK. So I was so excited to see that they had all those different outlets, so you don't have to pick up a separate adapter and plug it into that. You can literally just take whatever adapter is compatible with whatever country you're traveling to. So that was a little bonus thing that I was super excited to see in this package. Quickly talk about how to use this mask. So you want to use it on clean, cleansed skin, and then you just apply your mask, finish your skincare routine after you do the 10-minute session. Like I said, it doesn't matter what time of day that you're using this mask, as long as you have fresh cleansed skin. So you don't want to be using this when you have makeup on. So you literally just apply it. This particular mask is great because it has a Velcro adjustable back, so you can make it as tight or as loose as you'd like. I can walk around with this mask and it will stay in place, but oftentimes I like just to like sit down, relax, watch a video or something on my phone, but it is going to stay on your face when you are up and about doing chores. And like I mentioned, I would just wear pants with a pocket so that you can pop this into your pocket and then it becomes really easily portable. So there is my video on the LED light mask by Project T Beauty. I highly recommend this particular mask. I'll have it linked down below. If you have any questions from today's video, then please let me know in the comments. I will continue to use this mask and maybe update on my Instagram with any additional updates and progress. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this little 4-week check-in as well as the review of the Project E Beauty mask. Like I said, have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you're not already, please subscribe, hit that like button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.